I should make this my place where I talk about stuff.
That'd be cute, right? I'm a YouTuber. Hi! I'm making a video. Honestly, thanks for the last one. I don't know, I got 1,000 views. I feel famous, but I'm not. But today I'm gonna talk about childhood games. Now I'm not gonna talk about, you know, games like kickball or, you know, soccer, I don't know, nothing like that. I'm gonna be talking about like actual games, like tag or hide and seek. So let's do it. Okay, I don't like tag. I've never liked tag in my entire life, and it's probably just because I'm really bad at running. And you know, like there have been times where all the kids would say like, oh yeah, let's go play tag, and I would just sit out and the kids would be like, why are you not playing? And I'm like, I'm not good at running. Like, it would kind of just be like I'm always it, because I would always get tagged, but then I would never be able to catch anyone, and then everybody would just get bored and they're like, oh well, now you ruined it. I don't like tag. Tag, I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. Now, growing up, I was one of the tallest kids in my class. Literally taller than almost everyone. But now I'm not. I'm pretty sure I had like a growth spurt in like 3rd grade, and then I just didn't anymore. And you're probably wondering, how does this affect hide and seek? Well, if you're tall in hide and seek, then, you know, you can't really find a good hiding spot, because you have to like kind of work your way into like some sort of like, I don't know, position where you're not gonna get caught. But then you do. But if you're short, then you don't have to like find like some sort of spot where you're not gonna get found in hide and seek. It's easier. But now it's easier because I'm smaller. And when you're smaller, you can hide. You know what? Yeah, you understand my point. I was bad at the game before, and now I am good at hiding. I'm never good at seeking. I don't know. Hide and seek's like a 6 out of 10. Next one, I don't know if anybody else played this when they were a kid, but I did, so if you played it, then you could relate. But I played Red Rover, which is basically where there's someone in the middle, and then there's people on one side and people on the other side, and the Red Rover will say like, Red Rover, anybody wearing glasses, come over. And the people who are wearing glasses from either side try to run to the other side without getting tagged by the Red Rover or whatever, and if they do get tagged, then they become Red Rover, and it's just a whole big cycle of that. But, you know, it's always like, this game is either very targeted or it's just very basic and based off of like what you're wearing. So I would never know what to say for Red Rover. I would always say like, okay, Red Rover, and then I would find like 3 people wearing a red shirt. People wearing red shirts, come over. And I would never tag anyone, just like how in tag I would never be able to run. Why are all these games about running? I don't understand. Oh my god, there are so many just games about running. I don't know why. But it's always fun being the person on the side, even if you can't run, because it's like, oh my god, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna say? I'd give it a 7 out of 10 for nostalgia. Cool, next one. Now, I know Uno's, you actually have to have cards, but I'm just gonna put it in there because I played it a lot. Now, Uno is one of those games where it either goes on for 2 hours, it can end your friendship, or you have no friends to play it with. Now, you always play Uno if you have the Uno cards. You can never play Uno if you don't have the Uno cards, okay? Because you always know that you need to put in the 4+ attack, stacking on top of the 2+ attack, on top of the 4+ attack, where they change the color to whatever color in your deck that you have the most of. What I do is I take the color, like I would take, not the color that I have the most of, but the color that I have the power-ups in. And if that just happens to be the one that I have the most colors of, that's just a bonus. But I would take the one where I have the most power-ups in, so then I could just literally slam them over and over again, and then I just have regular cards. I know people always say like, oh, don't put your power cards down first, but whatever. Also, one time I played Uno with my friends at camp, And the way that I play it, and this was the way that I literally grew up with it, but I play Uno where if you don't have the card that's on the top, you keep picking up until you get that card. So like, let's say like the card on top's like a red 5, and you don't have any reds and you don't have any 5s, you keep picking until you find a red or a 5. And then if you run out of the cards, you take whatever cards are on the bottom of the pile that you stack the cards on top, and you just shuffle them and you put them back. So then you're just reusing the cards. And you cannot end on a power-up card, so you can't end on like a 4+, you have to pick up 2 extra cards if that's what you do. I played at camp with my friends, and I started picking up all these cards because I didn't have any card that was on top. And everybody literally just started freaking out like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, that's how you're supposed to be, that's how you play it. And I'm like, what? And then they got so mad for me picking up all the cards. And I was like, but that's the way that you play. And they're like, no, that's not the way that you play it. And I'm like, yes, it is. What are you talking about? And they're like, you pick up 1 card if you don't have the cards, and then you move on. I'm like, this isn't Rummy Cube, okay? This is Uno. You pick up all the cards. And then there would be every single person that always ends on like a power-up card, and they're like, haha, I won. I'm like, no, you didn't. They're like, yes, you do. You finish all the cards. And then I get so mad because I'm like, this is not how I played as a kid. Why is everybody changing it? I'm done. But Uno's really fun. I give it a 7 because all the times that it made me mad, it just loses 3 points automatically. Now, if you don't know what avocado is, it's that stupid game that goes, avocado, avocado, it says the game. If you mess up, then you gotta change your name. Now, there's 2 ways that you can play this, I figured out. It's either avocado, avocado, this is the game. If you mess up, gotta change your name. But me growing up in like 2nd grade, I would do it the way that everybody's telling me to do it now, which is avocado, avocado, this is the game. If you mess up, you gotta change your name. Okay, so I did that second one, like the one with this part. I did the second one literally all the time. Then one day I started playing with my friend and she was like, why do you do this part? There is no part, it just goes like this. And I'm like, what? I was like, okay, whatever. So every single person in my grade did it that way. So I was like, okay, now I have to learn how to do this, right? I learned how to do it. And then now, when I play it like unintentionally, I'm like, hey, you wanna play avocado, whatever. And they're like, yeah, sure. I don't do this part. And then the next person goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing this. And they're like, that's not how it's played. You forgot this part. And I'm like, people told me not to do that. If you have any names that have been used in the game avocado, and I think that's what it's called, please comment them down below, like your best ones that you remember. Honestly, I'd probably give avocado maybe like a 5. Last one. Now, everybody would either be like, let's play telephone, and then that one person would always go, let's play broken telephone. I hate broken telephone. Literally every time someone says that, I'm like, oh. Cause then that steers you away from the original answer, which, yeah, that's the whole point of broken telephone, but it's annoying. Cause then like, you could literally end up with a completely different sentence, and then the entire like group would be like, hey, that's not what we said at all. Like, what do you expect? I like telephone better though. But here are the things that always happen in telephone. Okay, so you start off with a random sentence, okay? It's either one that you made up or one that you had in mind. Okay, so let's just say, I like cats. So you pass it on to the person next to you, and they're like, okay. So then they pass it on to the next person and the next person. And then the next person would be like, okay. All right, wait, what did you say? And then they would hold up the entire thing, all right? And then there would always be those people in the group that go, you can't say it again. But then the person next to them would say it again, holding them up. And they would be like, what did you say? And they're like, I didn't hear a thing that you said. And then, you know, everybody would just be like, just pass it on, it doesn't matter. So then it would be altered so much because this person has no idea what you said, even though they clearly whispered it in their ear, okay? And then they would pass it on to the next person. And then the next person would be like, they would have to say it out loud, right? And they would be like, you hate dogs? Where'd you get that from? This game gets a 6.5 because this is literally just the game that you can play if you have like a bunch of people, because if you don't have a bunch of people, then it's not fun. Cool.
Alright, that's the ending of the video.
I have a lot more games that I really want to talk about, so if you want a part 2, then like the video. You could subscribe if you want. Have a great day, and social media will be down below. Bye!